but more importantly, we must act. On yesterday at our state observance at the state capitol, and you'll hear from Senator Jones a little later, I had the chance to talk with Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter, Bernice King. I told her about this event that we were having here in Columbus, Mayor Tomlinson, and she said to me that what we ought to be talking about in our own community is stop the violence, stop the shootings, stop the killings, stop the shootings. Because we must heed the sobering words of Dr. King, and he quoted, "The choice is no longer between violence and nonviolence, but nonviolence and non-existence." To attack someone or to injure someone amounts to self-injury. We have to change the culture, and we have to change our mindset. We have to teach our young people how to address conflict and anger, not only through gun control, but through changing the culture and the mindset. We must stop the violence. We must stop the shootings. And as we observe Dr. King Day, we must always remember the legacy that he gave us, that nonviolence is the way. We must continue to pull each other up by the bootstrap, because education is the escalator to upward mobility. It is the key to all of our freedoms and all our lives. So with that, I want to thank you and greet you here today. And my job again is to introduce Charles A. Person, another one of our distinguished visitors, a First Lieutenant of the United States Marine Corps, retired, as Senator Harbison told me today, a man of distinguished honor, a veteran of Vietnam and also the Civil Rights Movement. He gave a lot so that we could have our freedom today. He was savagely beaten in Anniston, Alabama, and again in Birmingham, Alabama, by the Ku Klux Klan. He's a member of our Civil Rights Movement and gave so much to the struggle. He's a mentor with the First African Methodist Episcopal Church. He's a dedicated Civil Rights member. Please welcome to Columbus and give a warm welcome to this program, Charles A. Person, First Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps, and a freedom fighter, a person who gave so that we might enjoy our freedom. Thank you, Mr. Person.
Good afternoon. It is an honor and a pleasure to offer tribute to a true American hero, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King is probably best known for his "I Have a Dream" speech, but to understand him and to understand his intellect and his humanity, you must read his books, his sermons, and a wide amount of work that exists on the World Wide Web. I'm a veteran of Vietnam and a veteran of the Civil Rights Movement. I have ribbons for my chest, scars on my body, and knots on my head, but I am an eyewitness to history. I'm often asked, how was it to meet famous people like Dr. King, James Farmer, Miss Ella Baker, Stokely Carmichael? And I have to remind people that when I met them, they were not very famous. They were doing a lot of things that eventually would make them famous. After the Freedom Riders were attacked in Anniston and Birmingham, Alabama, Dr. King and Reverend Shuttlesworth came to our aid, and they provided us with medical treatment the best they could have at that time, because a lot of the hospitals would not treat the blacks, and the white Freedom Riders would not accept treatment either. They either treated us all or they wouldn't treat any. Two of the riders were injured so badly that they spent the rest of their lives in wheelchair. James Peck, my partner for the day, received 53 stitches to close his wounds. The wounds that I received have healed and are almost forgotten. But I now suffer from the effects of Agent Orange, which I acquired while I was in Vietnam. Being disabled is a humbling condition. makes you appreciate the little things in life. But there are thousands of teenagers who can't read or write, have no marketable skills, and they are far more disabled than I will ever be. Dr. King was not the first civil rights leader to use the Gandhian principles of nonviolent passive resistance. Mrs. Rosa Parks was not the first black woman in Montgomery, Alabama to refuse to give up her seat. But in 1955, when these two souls came together, something wonderful happened, and America would never be the same. Dr. King was in search of the beloved community, a community that embodied all the principles outlined in his I Have a Dream speech. The beloved community for Dr. King